Hey everybody, I'm Tigdwan, and I'm going to be playing Aerobiz. I'm so glad that you got to see the amazing box art for the game. If you couldn't read its tagline, it's "As CEO, you call the shots." The best ever advertising line for young kids, teens. They all want to play an airline management game, which that's what this is. I'm doing scenario 1 beginner, and I'm gonna start to roll for RNG, basically opponents. I hit the wrong button already, so good start. But so, as I was saying, this is airline management game. It's basically a sim game where the point of the game is to connect all of the cities, and then based on the difficulty you select, that's how you it determines how many passengers you have to get within a single year. That went back twice. And, oh, for God's sake. So in the, it's depending on the level of difficulty, depends on how many passengers you have to get in a single year to win the game. We're playing on beginner, so we only have to get 2.5 million. Which goes up to, on the hardest, 4.5 million in a single year. It also, there's basically kind of the mechanics in the game are a little bit harder, like the number of passengers that will fly on a single plane, and the amount they're willing to pay for a certain route gets lower as the difficulty goes up. So things are pretty easy on beginner. It's very inviting game, easy to get into, but it does have sufficient difficulty on the higher end to give a challenge. And it is just not giving me good RNG, which happens every marathon. We're specifically looking for 3 weak opponents to be playing against, because that's how the speedrun is done. You don't want to be playing against 3 really strong competitors. I could have tried to go with that one, but it would have been risky, because they will build. I wanted to say rail lines. They'll build. They'll set up routes where you want to set up routes, and it costs time if you have overlapping routes. They start with more money, more planes. So we basically want really they're about 7 or 8 weak people that we will accept, and we are just not getting them so far. It's fine though. It's kind of built into this time of the 38 minutes. Darn it, max air. But you can, while this is going on, enjoy some of the amazing music in the game. It really does have, like, just a banging soundtrack. And this is one of the best songs on it, in my opinion, which they smartly put in the menu selection. It's like they knew that speedrunning was going to become a thing, and that we'd just be sitting here. Rolling for damn you, Air West. There's no reason that I'm picking green. No real reason. I just do it because I get to see the 3 competitors before moving over to pick London. You always play as London, Brit Air, in the speedrun. They just have, their location is great. They have, I think, the most starting money, and I don't think they have the best starting planes, but it's pretty close to having the best starting planes. This is technically the pre-setup. It usually doesn't take like 15 times to get That was close. Should have done a save slot as well. But I am intentionally like going down to select beginner before backing out, because that seems to help. Well, it usually seems to help get weaker opponents. Not really working. Ah, damn it, that was close. Vancouver, having an opponent in Vancouver is not good. Definitely do not want Paris as an opponent. Paris and New York are, I think, the next strongest. Tokyo might be the second best, actually. We're gonna make this work. I may regret this, but we're gonna make it work. So I'll count myself down. 3, 2, 1, go. Hit the right button, dig. So we start in April 1963 on beginner. So it's kind of like a little bit of history pass in airline business. The second scenario is airline future. Well, present and future, because it starts, I want to say, in 85. We got okay starting cities. This here, Nairobi is a good starting city, because we can jack the price up and have it as a nice little moneymaker. New York is, that's fine to have them. That will remove one round of negotiations that we have to do. Rome, that's 7 versus 9. So that, I don't know. I'll have to think about that one. So basically we're just going to start building our web of airline routes across the world, hoping that in each city we either get 3 or 6 month lengths for negotiations. 9-month negotiations, actually 12-month are possible even, and they happen more if you are trying to get slots in one of the other company's headquarters, or if you're trying to get slots in a city where other companies already have a bunch of slots, or for some reason just now in Tokyo. Thank you, game. Appreciate it. They'll be fine, but it's the game being a troll. There's no reason it should have given it 9 months for negotiations there in Tokyo, even though we were requesting 14 slots. No reason for it. Other than to troll me. I disagree, Subtlety. I don't think it's Ron Jeremy. I think that it is Dennis Franz. I mean, I do see the Ron Jeremy, but I think it looks more like Dennis Franz. So these weaker opponents shouldn't be opening many routes, which is part of the speed tech. It's actually... we're not going to stay in second place on profits, but it would actually be nice if we did, because we get this happy music sometimes. Right now I'm just selling and buying aircraft. I know I'm right, it is Dennis Franz. We're trying to basically build or use one type of aircraft at the same, throughout the same thing, because then we don't have to spend time menuing through the different aircraft every single time we build a route, which there's nothing I have to do. It's strange with these opening cities, because I see that I have the open slots for New York and Rome, but I definitely don't want to build the one from New York because the cost of opening a route is partially dependent on which city you're building from and going to. So like the most expensive route you could basically do is going from New York to London. So what we do in the speedrun to get around having to pay as much as we actually go from Mexico City to New York. Get to, this is where it's going to be interesting to see what it's going to give me here. Okay, I gave us 6 months there. That's where one of our competitors is. This lady I think looks like Jane Seymour, Dr. Quinn Medicine Woman. If we are continuing to go on who these different advisors and helpers look like. That looks like Jesse the Body Ventura, specifically from The Running Man. At that point in his life. Normally he's kind of bald, so it doesn't work unless it's that movie. Setting up a couple more routes. We're going to be focusing more on Asia first, just because it's usually tighter to get in there. There's more competition, which is partially based on the opponents that we usually end up having. That's especially true with, I think it's, yeah, Hong Kong is one of the opponents. So we might end up with some overlapping routes with them. One of the other things in this game is building a branch office. You can only have flights, to have a flight, basically, it has to either originate or land in a city where it's either your starting city or a city that you have a branch in. So we're going to be building a lot of branch offices. Having a branch office in a city can also open up, you can get more slots if you have a branch office. It can also help lower the amount of time for negotiations. And yes, the helicopter takeoff and landings are amazing. The London to Paris route is one of my favorites for that specific reason. So part of the problem with getting a 9-month negotiation is that it gets your, when you're opening routes up or starting negotiations and things like that, it gets them off kilter. So it just kind of adds a layer of things that you have to keep in your mind. Stay off me, cat. Normally I would just have to worry about opening the airline, building the branch. No, boo. Cats don't listen. That's interesting. You can only get 9 or 8 slots in Sydney. That's weird. There's nobody else there. Oh wait, I didn't select to actually do it. Captain Freedom's workout. There's the cat. Oh god. It's getting in my headphones. I don't normally have a cat. I'm cat sitting. I'm not a cat person. Ow. God's sake. Okay. It's hard to think, play this game, and worry about what a cat's doing. But we basically have... I could start building into North America right now, but I'm going to wait and focusing a little bit on Europe here, because that can also get tight with other companies wanting to get in there, and it can cause 9-month. Things do not bite any of these cords, boo. Sit back down. What am I doing here? Yeah, I was building that. Now I get to build a branch office. Concentration. I'm franzled by it. Okay, yeah. Yeah, this is good, because I built that. Yeah, okay, okay. My dog growing up actually bit through one of our N64 controllers, but he was forgiven because he's a dog. Or was a dog. Making profit now. We actually might be not in the best of money positions. Okay, we got the 8 slots in Sydney. I think I'm probably going to have to request more slots in Rome. This is a bit of a weird setup with having an opponent in Hong Kong. Normally we'd have a few more slots there. Boo. Chill. Boo. Cat's name is Boo. Fuzzboom. Thank you. Yes, please exit the room. Okay, so we're building in Singapore. We want to get out here to Sydney because that's another nice little money pot. And we are good still. I would have been like 8 when this game came out, so I can't take credit for posing for the cover art. Might as well open this now. See the most vertical takeoff and descent any DC-8 has ever had. This is how planes fly. They go up, over and down. Might as well just open this one. Going to do my best to... I mean, I guess it kind of works out if it's only... Normally we'd have 14 going to Rome, which we need. We need passengers, and like the route that's built in, the kind of the normal default world record route would normally have us with 14 there. But we might be able to get away with just having 7. I just have to think of where I can throw in other routes and how I cannot accidentally do things like that, or I cancel setting up a route. Because this is also, normally we would have 9 routes going to Sydney, only have 8. I think more people are familiar with Aerobiz Supersonic, which I've actually never played. I've kind of intentionally stayed away from it, partially because I don't want to find out that I like it more than this game and then end up never playing this game again. I want to stay with this game until yeah, I feel like that I've taken it as far as I want to, and I don't feel like I've taken it as far as I want to yet. Oh, now I know what we're doing. No, not quite a fast-paced play-in shooter. It's a nice, slow-paced airport simulation. Well, and it's not even like an airport simulation. It's a airline simulation. Which, it's like, it's such a weird type of game. The only games that I can, like, that kind of remind me of it, like, I remember on the NES there was a game called, like, Wall Street Kid, where you were, like, you bought and sold stocks. Like, that kind of reminds me of this, where it's a management game. I mean, I guess there was Lemonade Stand, like, way back, but that was a much, like, that was just super simple. I did love that game, though. Continuing to build out. These fares, basically, that I'm doing are just kind of known from running the game, how much people will tolerate to have a full plane while still giving us as much money as we can, because we are a company and we want every penny we can get. I'm gonna have to buy more. 9 months. Should be fine. Should be fine. I'm just not happy about it. To build, exactly. We're fighting with, you know, we're corporate raiders. Do not touch the SNES cat. I do remember there being future planes in the second scenario, because it goes from 1985 to the far-off future of 2015. I don't think they got super crazy. Like, I feel like the planes were, like, realistic-ish for what actually ended up, you know. I mean, I guess we still just have 747s for the most part. Cat's on my lap again. I'm overbuying slots here because I may need to put in some extra. Ugh. Mexico. I also have to keep a watch on how many planes I have left, because I'm going to have to buy a second tranche of planes. Well, the reason we do it in 2 tranches is because so we can have enough money for it, but we keep it limited to 2 because it does take time for them to show the little animation of putting the plane inside the hangar. And those are all kinds of just little things that you want to minimize in any sort of speedrun. So like I could have opened a route to New York City already. It's saying my pilots are on strike. That doesn't have really any impact in beginner mode that I'm aware of. I assume that it would have more in hard difficulty, but I can't remember for sure. I guess it's time to build or buy more of these so that I know kind of which places I can open up. Normally I'd buy 10, but I'm buying 11 planes because I might need an extra one for routes. And that's all I can do here. We're at 20 minutes. 20 minutes with lots of cat RNG. In between these turns, you can get like those little miscellaneous items. Kenya and Singapore can have their independence. You can also have different places in the world can have riots or political turmoil. There can be war in the Middle East. Sightseeing tour, World's Fair, or maybe it's Olympics, not World's Fair, and they can all just like impact sightseeing and Olympics, bump it up. War, people don't want to go to a country if it's in the middle of war. War in the Middle East also impacts oil prices, which is not good for airline businesses. There can also be some weather stuff that I don't really notice having too much of an impact. Oh, well it's 620,000. The game displays numbers really weirdly. Like I was saying we need 2.5 million passengers. The game actually shows it as you need 2,500,000. I don't know how. Yeah, 2,500,000. That's how the number is said, and how it is written out. Which I don't know if that's because I think it's millions and billions that the US says it differently than certain parts of the world. I don't know if that was the deal. Gonna try getting more flights here to Moscow to bump up my passenger numbers, to make up for lower numbers in several places actually. I'm trying to start routes to places with the most flights in it before places with less flights in it, because the way this works out is we're going to hopefully get it in 4 years, and with that route you finish setting up your final destinations during the middle part of the year. So it is actually important to set up bigger routes first to really bump up your passenger numbers at the beginning part of the year. I think India has very odd, like India, they do it in different 10 sections. There's the happy music that we don't like. Just want to make sure, yeah. I do have, so off screen is Honolulu. It's basically it's not always off screen. It's just off screen for when the camera is centered on London. There were 10,000 ceramic soldiers somewhere. Yeah. $54,400, 540,000. We're kind of on the lower end. So this will be interesting to see if we actually get this in 4 years, because we are starting our 4th year right now. I had a 3-monther. No, I meant no, meaning yes. Hopefully these couple routes... I do see another that I can set up. I don't like having redundant routes, but I think I'm gonna just have to, you know, swallow my pride. Pup time, why are you showing cat emotes? And the background music that you hear most of the time is selected because it is London's music. If you start from one of the other cities, you get to hear their background music, which there are a couple that I find really annoying, so it's another reason to play as Britain. I play as Tokyo, they have a banger. Because cat. I don't want any sort of stream from Ron Jeremy. Do a redundant route. Actually, oh, we can't even afford it. Lovely. We'll be able to afford it next turn. But this will be important how many passengers we have this turn. Haha, golf air. $626,000. So that's... oh... I probably don't need to open this, but it's a marathon. So might as well kind of ensure that I'm going to get it in the 4 year. Because we did, the first quarter was lower than what we need. We have what we need right now. Like if we got 625,000 for each of the quarters, we'd be fine. but we only got like 540 the first quarter. So we have to catch up a little bit. And I don't know how many extra passengers we're going to get once we set up our last 3 cities. Should be okay, I think. Oh yeah, if we only need 612, whatever it said, whatever it said was we can get that in 2 quarters with the passengers we have right now, and we're going to have more passengers. So right now it is basically, we're going to get it within this year. Well, actually, war in the Middle East could potentially... That's basically the only thing that could stop us from getting it. Or me just continuing to have the D-pad slide to not start to open routes. Oh, the music in this is fantastic. It's way better than any music for an airline simulator should be. It has no right to be this good. So we just set up our last city. For God's sake. You're gonna strangle yourself, cat. Now I can't hear the music. We have all cities connected. Now we just have to worry about passengers. We have tons of passengers now. We're over 700,000. We will easily break this. Yeah, we need 500,000. We're getting 700,000 a turn. I don't think there is any situation that could stop this from being a win here. Just have to wait for it to turn. Oh, there's going to be an earthquake somewhere. It's looking like Los Angeles? Maybe Mexico City? Mexico City. I forgot, earthquake is another thing that can happen. Okay, so just have to wait for this last text box, and then I will be time. That's it. Under 32 minutes. That's not as bad as I was expecting. I was expecting with some of those 9-monthers that it was going to go into like 35 minutes. And also with cat RNG. Oh my god. Cat emotes. I do really like the crying lion, Chudley. That is actually one of my favorite emotes, so I do appreciate that one. I'm so happy that the mods are protecting me from cat emotes. But then for the credits, we have this amazingness where it's just flying from city to city. I actually don't think it stops at every single city. It just flies across the globe. So with this, I will let it go to the credits for it to give its amazing thing for the CEO, and then we'll go into the next game, which is going to be SOS, which is I'm going to describe it as a ship disaster simulator to make it seem like it's thematically connected to Aerobiz. Here's the best, though. It's April 1967. Only 4 years. This guy only has to work 4 years in his entire life. There's nothing I can do to make this text go faster, by the way. But we're gonna see what this man has to say about his company. No, it's not Titanic Simulator. When asked for comment, what did he say? I saw the potential for this company. We took our risks and we made it. Inspiring words. And the CEO is now retiring to the Caribbean to enjoy their hard-earned benefits of success. Can't we all just be airline CEOs?